Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be joined by a very special friend. No, not a person, silly. This guy. We're going to be unboxing the Squiddy-AL. I'm pretty hyped for this one because I've been wanting to try out Albert for a while now. And now I finally get the chance. So, it looks like it's a pretty standard Squid Industries unboxing. You got a lovely, cute little sticker here. Got a little Kraken, flipping a Kraken. How cute. Kraken, why'd I call it a Kraken? It's a squid. But he's a Kraken now. So anyway, we have a box. It says Squiddy-AL. I got the limited edition orange color. Oh, listen to that. I mean, that's an immaculate. I really hope my camera picked that up because that sounded so nice. Ooh! Okay, so I'm guessing, yeah, I think this is the eye weights, it feels like. And then you also get a little eye weight installation guide, which almost doubles as a little mini poster here. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, and they want you to buy all their other products, but yeah. So this just tells you how to add the eye weights. I guess they want you to use thread locker on them. I'm not really sure why they need thread lock, but then it looks like we got another sticker along with one of these little learn to flip cards. Yeah, and my little inspection one in there. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. But it comes in, I guess since I've last gotten a Squid balisong, they've changed their bagging again. This is like a felt bag with like an actual like rope kind of string. So that's interesting. But inside, wow, look at that. Here is the Squiddy-AL. Look at this goofy little guy. Well, let's get some flips. Right off the bat, this is a very interesting balisong. In fact, actually, let me see. I wonder. Oh gosh, you guys are seeing how nice and organized my drawer is. Somewhere in here. That's not it. Somewhere in here is a. There it is. My Squiddy C. Just to have something to compare it to. I figure since this is a Squiddy-AL, it should flip like a Squiddy does, but be made of aluminum. Okay, so that's... Okay, yeah, so I think the Squiddy-AL probably flips more like a normal Squiddy. Squiddy C has a lot more blade weight at the end of the blade, which of course you can put the eye weights in. I guess I should say, for those of you who don't know, there is actually a little adjustable weight system in the Squiddy-AL. It comes with these little screws that you screw into his eye slots, and that adds a little bit of weight to the end of the handle. Which, from what I've heard, it's not a large amount, but it is noticeable. And I think that that's actually a really creative and clever way to have some changes in weight. Of course, since this channel, you could also remove the screws from the end of the handles, but, you know, that's probably gonna not flip very well. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm enjoying the flipping experience for sure. I'm really interested what it flips like with the weights in, because I already almost feel like this is potentially blade bias, but that I'm thinking I'm just getting a little bit mixed up because I haven't flipped anything with like a strong handle bias in a while. I think that might actually be what I'm feeling here. But there is something about the balance that is a little off, that is not jiving with me. I can tell that much. But it's very close to my preferences. There's also... yeah, so it has this textured surface on... everything's textured. You got this really neat looking texture there, which doesn't add a ton. But on the sides, this line pattern, or I guess this is more of a grid type thing, this is actually adding quite a lot. And in some places, I think there's a little too much. These like transition spots on the ends of the handles do not feel good in the hands, like at all. Like if I'm doing a move like a fan, where this handle is basically just spinning in my palm, it does not feel good. It feels like a sharp corner. Now I will say with Squid, a lot of their balisongs need to be broken in. Now I'm not saying that as like a defense, but for instance, a lot of people say that the Squid Industries Bead Blast is horrible, and that's because it is. But if you flip Squid Industries Bead Blast for, you know, a couple months or so, it'll get worn in, and then it'll feel perfectly fine. It'll have like no grip because it's Bead Blast, but it will feel fine. And of course, how long that takes is probably going to vary with your, you know, how acidic your sweat is. And also, of course, how much you flip and how sweaty you are while you flip. But yeah, so the Squiddy-AL, very interesting so far. I'm interested to try it with the eye weights in and see if I like that any better than what it is now. Oh yeah, no, that's quite handlebars. Let's do a sound test first, though. Doesn't really ice pick very loudly. Let me see if... yeah, nothing crazy there. Yeah, so... this is running on washers, and it does run really well for being washers. Yeah, but you guys can see right now, the two handles that I got are not evenly tightened. So that's... I know that this is a lower end product from Squid, but that's actually very disappointing. If we look at the handle swing on the two handles, I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but you can visually see that the safe handle, well, maybe not. Let's... yeah, no, I'd say that the safe handle goes a little bit farther when you drop it from a static position like that. Which basically just means that the bite handle is catching a little more, aka it's a little too tight. While I appreciate that they were able to get, there is zero play, so I'm sure zero tap, yep. But, you know, sometimes it's actually better to have a small amount of play if that means getting to have perfect handle swing, because this does not have perfect handle swing out of the box. You would have to loosen the handles to give it perfect handle swing. To be honest, I probably won't do that because I think it flips fine as is. But I do think that's something to be aware of. It also feels like there's maybe, I think it's dry. Sounds dry. So, you know, this is, I guess then, this is zero play tune washer balisong while dry, which is, I mean, that's incredible. I've honestly never heard of that. Alright, let's get you some carbon honey. Work that in there. Oh, yeah, that was definitely dry. Maybe just a little more. Really want to get that in there. Do a little shaky shake. I can do a maraca. Fun fact, this trick is called the maraca. I think you can get, whoa! That's a completely different balisong. That's insane. Okay, yeah, it flips almost completely differently now. Carbon Honey took this from a sluggish and slow balisong to a very quick balisong that is definitely a little too handle biased. A lot too handle biased for what I like. I haven't flipped anything with this much handle bias in a while, so this is... I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna go and put the eye weights in real quick, and then I will be right back. So I'll see you in a moment. Hey everybody, we are back with eye weights. Those are actually a game changer. This is my first time flipping them. They're actually making a very large impact on the flipping. And I actually completely understand why Squid tells you to thread lock them, because there's really nothing to keep them in place. I thought that they would kind of bottom out or something, you know, but they don't. You can just screw them all the way through. So definitely need to thread lock or Teflon tape them if you want them to stay in place. At least I would suggest that. They also sounds like they rattle a little bit, but so yeah, I guess if I really like it like this, I'll probably do something to keep those in. I will say, definitely, I like the way it flips much better with the eye weights. I think the eye weights are a necessary inclusion. Borderline, they should be installed by default. Because now we're talking a nice neutral balisong. I will say that it's a little heavier than what I like, at least. Maybe not as much in terms of the weight of the balisong, but in terms of the way the weight feels. And I think a lot of that just has to do with, now what I've done is basically add a lot of tip weight. So you're going to feel a lot of weight added to the tip more than if I added a ton of weight near the pivots. That's just not the kind of stuff you're going to feel as much. Speaking of not feeling as much, this bite handle indicator, barely doing anything. I mean, I can feel it, but it's not something that I would be like, ooh, don't want to hit that again. It's just like, okay, you know, like I'm scratching something.